Welcome back, everyone. Last time we had seen our coterie. They were in the parking garage of a fairly nice apartment complex, having just dealt with a hunter whose body is now rapidly disappearing into ash. I turn it over to you guys to discuss your next moves.
Well, Raheem, you didn't have to torch the guy. I was just going to go dump him in the lake.
It isn't torching. Look, this way, there's sweeping to do. It's fine.
Okay. Sorry, Rhea. You're going to have hell of a time getting the smell out of the van.
I don't think it's probably the worst thing that's ever happened in the van, but yeah. I began
I don't even want to
unwrapping.
know. God.
I began unwrapping like a little air freshener, it's a little tiny tree, vanilla. I tie it up to the mirror.
Ray, I can see your mind moving a mile a minute. Just ask the question.
Me?
Yeah. Ever since I dusted these two, you've been staring.
Well, kind of, how to do that. Probably first thing on my mind.
It's the same little trick that this one uses for his shadow powers.
Same but different.
Similar. Same source, different style.
Just think of it. Rhea, you know how your people have different types of magic?
Sure.
Same thing. The abyss is vast.
Can anyone get in touch with this abyss?
I wouldn't recommend it.
It leaves a
That
stain
wasn't
on
the
you.
question.
As long as you have the right tutor, sure. But it leaves a stain on you. Only two clans are actually prone to it. The rest of us have got to learn the old-fashioned way. Well, usually the old-fashioned way.
Who's prone to it?
I once again point to Maximus.
I see.
Me
Our
and
shadow friends.
the Giovanni. That's not what they call themselves these nights anymore, though.
Hikata. The combination of necromantics.
It's interesting.
It's not that interesting. It's no different than, well, it's not that different from, your blood magic or this one's capability to punch things.
You got to remember, I'm like the homeschool kid. I didn't get it all downloaded. Just I got gaps.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a PDF to help us learn about how this is supposed to work.
At least not one.
That's why I got you guys.
To be fair, we're better searchable than one of those PDFs.
Sometimes.
Oblivion. It's a kind of source of. It is a power, a capability of the blood, no different than, your blood sorcery or my hiding tricks, right? It depends upon who you learned it from or what blood you were born to, but regardless, Oblivion differs in the sense that it leaves a literal stain on your soul, touching into the literal oblivion, the abyss, the darkness. Great successes, great failures, it doesn't matter. It's just something wiggles its way in.
That is the major difference, though. Don't be confused. I think that Oblivion is the only power that any of us have that taps into something that's not of us. The Abyss is a real place.
I think the Malkavians would disagree with you on that one.
Are you talking about their head network?
Yeah.
That all as far as my sire told me, that all came from the progenitor of their clan.
I wouldn't know. I haven't met many Malkavians.
Before I moved to Dallas, I used to have one that was let's just say attached to me. So I learned a lot of things.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to learn that just because you know someone from a clan, that doesn't mean you know all the things.
There's two different. Look, it's just like blood sorcery in the sense that you have these what do you call them? Magic tricks. You're not the short term things, the long term things. You know, the ones that take planning and dedication and materials, that kind of stuff.
Like a ritual?
Right. We call them ceremonies. Same kind of thing. But that kind of stuff is only known to the Giovanni or the Lamia, the Nagaraja.
The Cappadocians. There's just so many of them.
I believe that's why they decide to all get together and start talking to one another. Before the little family reunion, they couldn't agree upon nothing. Although I wouldn't know. It's not like I was invited. And I learned what I know long before there was a family reunion. Well, not long.
If someone wanted to find others like them, how would you do that?
The Hekata look a certain type of way, and I don't mean that in an offensive way, but like necromancy takes a toll on your body. Like this whole thing that's going on with me, this is nothing. Like, yeah, some of them look like literal like mummies.
And all of them exhibit their pain through their bite.
Okay. But, well, never mind.
Look, if you really wanted to learn this stuff, one of us could teach you, but I'd caution you to think upon it.
Raheem would teach you. I don't wish this upon my worst enemy.
I mean, theoretically, she could go talk to Remy.
Oh, because that would be just a pleasant interaction and exchange.
I don't think that's what I would want to do.
After tonight, that man is going to leave the city and he's going to take his little pack of childer with him and hopefully calm down all of these things that are going on with the Sabbat. Now that his persona non grata has been taken care of.
One can only hope.
But I guess so. My question, even if you weren't, say, connected by the Oblivion, I mean, are we connected somehow with others of our clan? Like, is there some way to find others like you?
What do you
Like,
mean?
if I wanted to find others like me?
You want to find Tremere? That's your clan, right?
I want to find others like me. I mean, I know Dr. Ravenwood. Everyone seems so very solitary.
Well, yeah, that's because you can't just go around talking to every Jack, Jill, and Henry about what we are. Case in point, it points to like the two piles of ash. Say the
Yeah.
wrong thing to the wrong person, and you're on a list.
Yeah.
Your best bet is in a situation like we're in now, talking to your Primogen, or if you're not part of the cam, the Baron. If you're independent, well, good luck.
I mean, the Tremere have their chantries, right? Is there a chantry around here? I forget.
As far as I know, yes.
You could go.
It's a very small chantry.
There are not many Tremere in Dallas.
Probably for the best. You could go talk to them. I'm sure one of them would be more than interested to chat with you about life. And
The sheriff.
For the best?
don't know if the sheriff would be the best choice.
No,
What are you
I
talking
caught that
about?
under your
She's
breath.
super approachable.
Look, Tremere tend to not trust, okay? I'm just saying.
When it comes to the Tremere, where I come from, we have a long-standing feud against them. For various reasons. The Banu Hakim are not huge fans. For obvious reasons. Neither were the Salubri before they were practically eradicated. And honestly, the rest of us are not so kind on them either.
There's a lot
But
of
we're
people that just
friends.
don't like the Tremere. They're just not a very well liked clan. They've
Well-
done some questionable things throughout history.
Sure, and I'm trying to, in my own way, trying to right those things.
You're not
Just worry about you,
responsible-
Rhea.
You're not responsible for the crimes of your clan, and more importantly, I told you this a long time ago. I don't judge people by their clan as a whole. I judge individuals by their character. And if I didn't like your character, no offense, I wouldn't be around you. The only person
You
I'd
see
put
just a
up with that
little
is
bit of
Max.
blood welling in the bottom of Rhea's eyes, like she's about to cry.
If you want to get in touch with me,
Hey,
clan, you should. That's all I'm going to say.
well, maybe friends are more important than clans. Maybe we should see what we could do for Mason.
Yeah. Look, Vi, I've been thinking about it, and I think Luis is our best bet for waking Mason up. I'm sure if I pulled on Alois's ear hard enough, he would do it, but I really don't want to owe that man any favors.
I could call Luis. Shouldn't be
Seems like a good
that
idea.
hard. Mason did help protect the club.
True.
Mason wasn't there for the club.
Well, the coterie did, so. Yeah, I should be able to get him to do it. Might end up owing a favor, but yeah, that's Mason's problem, not ours.
It's true.
But I could probably get him to do it. I'll never hear the end of it, but I can get him to do it.
I'm sure you'll be able to work something out.
Oh, it won't be hard. I just will never hear the end of it. That man likes to hold grudges and taunts for as long as he can.
I will leave the rest of you to it. I've got someone I gotta take care of.
Go take care of your man.
Cute.
Platonically, Raheem.
Uh-huh. And I walk off.
Well,
Vi, are you gonna call Louise?
Yeah. Begrudgingly.
I'm just a little bit hungry after all that, so you guys go do what you need to do. I'm gonna go find something to eat and I'll meet you back at the church. I know how to get there.
I'll make the arrangements.
Raheem,
Rhea
you do
won't.
fine. You do find Vincent down one level. He had tried to fight Tech, but is now just sitting on one of the fire escape steps, just tapping his knees because he realized he couldn't get past Tech to get back up there.
We should get going. It's getting early.
I'm gonna have to get my groceries out of the truck.
Do you have anything in there that'll spoil?
Ice cream. I got some chicken.
Okay, give me the keys. I'll go get them for you.
Well, I could just take it into my apartment.
Or I could just take it into your apartment.
Well, if you're gonna take my groceries into my apartment, we should just maybe stay at my apartment.
That's what I was aiming towards, yeah.
Oh. Sure. I apologize for the mess that's in there. I haven't had a chance to clean.
Don't apologize. Keys.
I think they're in the truck.
Keys to the truck, I mean.
I don't have the keys. I think they're in the truck still.
Okay.
For
I'm gonna go to your
someone.
truck.
You're like looking around for Tech.
I'm gonna go to your truck. You're gonna go to your apartment. I'll meet you there.
Well, it's up on the same level. Why don't I just come with you? I can't get in through the door without my keys.
Just wait here. I'll be back.
Okay.
I pat Tech on the shoulder and I'm like, thank you, Tech. And then I walk off. I think we can leave it there.
Max, you're going off hunting. Rhea
Yep.
and Vi. Go ahead and make your hunting roll, Max. Vi, you do get in touch with Louise, who is just as teasing and in a mood that he is going to hold this over you for like the next 100 years.
Expected.
But he does agree. He's like, yeah, I know Mason. I'll come and help out. Don't worry about it. Where's he at?
Church. You know where it is?
It's Dallas. There's like 10 churches on a street.
Our church.
I don't know where you guys hang out. I don't go to.
I'll send you the address.
Okay, I'll be there. It's getting close to dawn. So this will be real quick. How hungry do you think is gonna be?
I wouldn't take any chances.
Right, I'll bring a snack along.
Right, we're getting ready for you.
I got 5 successes, but I had to spend a willpower to avoid a messy critical.
You're able to find something to eat. It's not a problem. And with Raheem going into an apartment complex, Max is off hunting, so Rhea and Vi are gonna head to the church. Or is Rhea gonna go try and find something to eat?
Vi, how long do you think it will take them to get there?
They're outside of Dallas, so a little bit.
Three to sunrise?
Probably about 3 hours, but
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that bar just outside of the city center real quick. Just gonna pick something up real quick.
All right, I'll prep everything.
And I will roll.
you hop on your bike and go to the church.
Okay, so one of those blood dice was a 1. Then another 1. 1 success total.
You want to spend a point of willpower to re-roll 3 of them?
I can't re-roll the blood die, right?
No, 3 of the normal die.
Okay, that's 2 successes, but there's still a failure on the blood die.
Unfortunately, you strike out on the bar. It's maybe getting close to closing time, and there's not really anybody in there besides the bartender who's busy cleaning.
I get angry about it
Oh,
and go to the church.
okay. Vi, how did you prepare the church?
Make sure any civilians have cleared out so there's not any accidents. Make sure everything was clear and get Mason into a room where he probably can't run out before he can eat.
Bo and Lola are happily trailing around your feet. Because they've just been alone with Mason, and Lola is in desperate need of some sort of cajoling and petting, and she needs attention. Bo, however, is wherever you put Mason down, he's just flops on the floor and by the bed to be as close as possible.
Vi will prepare everything with a small dog under her arm. I'm sure it looks real cool to have a tiny little doggy while she's just preparing everything, but she's alone. She doesn't care.
The tail is wagging back and forth against hitting your jacket on occasion because she's just delighted. But Rhea, as you pull in, you do see a older model sports car pull in, and the Baron get out. He has brought a friend with him, older man who looks a little like, why am I here at this place? Why are we at a church? And Luis gives you the brightest, sunniest smile. Miss Rhea, it's good to see you again. Was not expecting to see you again in the span of a couple days.
Well, I mean, we do all kind of the church, you know.
You know, I wasn't expecting this sort of a lovely building you have. It's a lovely building. An old building, perhaps?
It has its quirks.
Big quirks, little quirks. Do the quirks occasionally throw things?
I look at the gentleman that he has with him to see if this gentleman is, if I can glean whether or not this gentleman is informed or is
Go ahead
just
and
a
make
human.
make me a wits and insight roll.
Okie dokie. No, that's only the one. 2 successes.
2 success. Given the fact that Luis seems to be okay with discussing some things, you would guess that this guy is probably in the know somehow. Member of a herd, maybe, that he keeps around him. Well, let's go wake Mason up. How did he get knocked out? Please don't say that someone got mad.
Okay, I won't. This way.
Wait, which person got mad? Was it Max? I think Raheem could throw a punch. I'm hoping it isn't Vi.
Maybe it'd be better if Vi just filled in the situation for you.
Okay, yeah,
Right
not a
this
problem.
way.
Yep, he follows right behind you. You can see when he gets inside the bar or inside the church, you see him kind of like look around a little bit. You see his eyes briefly like shoot up before he just like follows you to wherever Mason is.
They're mostly friendly. In fact, they're all pretty friendly. We're all just doing our thing.
That one was playing with a candelabra.
I mean, after a couple hundred years, you get bored, right? I believe we're in the back.
You doing okay, Rhea?
Me? I'm fine.
Okay. Violet.
Not a word.
So what happened?
Listen, I didn't do anything.
That's one person off of my list. I'm gonna guess Miss Rhea didn't do it either, which leaves
It was his own fault.
that
You
tracks
picked
with
a
Mason.
fight he didn't win.
Oh, okay. Being handed things. Okay. All right. I'll just wake him up. Do you think I know he looks like he weighs like 80 pounds, but do you think you could hold him if he tries to lunge for me?
Yeah, I got him.
Cool.
And
Luis
Vi will
has
get him in
to
a hold.
Luis has to gently convince Bo to move because Bo's like right up near where Mason's head is, and he just like it's the gentle like reaching down to try and push him, realizing Bo's not moving before Luis actually has to pick Bo up to move the dog. Right? We're gonna have a talk about this, okay? No more people getting knocked out. At least not.
I didn't do it. I
believe you. For once, I actually believe you.
Granted, I didn't stop it, but
who was the other opponent?
later. That's a later thing.
No, I'm curious now. Did he get into a fight with like the sheriff?
No. I'll tell you later.
I'm holding you to that. And you do see he gently opens Mason's mouth, bites into his own wrist, and just holds it over a little bit to let the blood drip in. I'm telling you this I haven't had to do this for 20 years.
So, I believe I have to roll for Hunger Frenzy, correct?
Yes, you do.
Do I technically roll with the does 5 give you a higher difficulty on the Hunger Frenzy, or I forget?
I want to say the difficulty's then 4.
Okay, and am I making the check under the assumption that I'm still at 5, or is it after there's already hunger's worth of vitae in me from
I
Luis?
would say a hunger's worth of vitae has been put into you.
Okay.
But because you're still at 4 and you're actively smelling blood,
that is only 2 successes, so Mason is until it's forcibly removed from him, Mason is not going to stop drinking. In fact, he's going to snap awake, clench onto Luis's arms with wild eyes, and sink his fangs in deeper and start trying to drink as deeply as possible.
He gets immediately yanked away by the person holding him.
I want you to make opposing strength and brawl rolls. Vi, see if you can hold him. Vi, you can add an extra dice because Luis is trying to also yank his arm away.
How is Gentleman Snack taking this?
Gentleman Snack has not entered the room. Gentleman Snack is standing in the hallway, just kind of like,
Oh,
just like bopping about, just like against the wall, kind of like rocking on his feet back and forth, just not seeming to pay attention.
That would be a 2 that I spent willpower to make a 4.
That is 4 successes as well.
Vi, you try to pull him off. Even with Luis's help, he is very attached. I actually have to look something up. You do see Luis growls. It looks like trying his hardest. I'm trying to find this because he's about to do something. And as he's like trying to push Mason away, but it's not working so well because of how Mason's got him gripped.
Vi's gonna do something kind of stupid.
Okay.
She's
Okay,
gonna try and twist between Mason and Luis and then soaring leap with Mason in her arms just to get him the fuck away and then soaring leap back.
Go ahead and let's see how do we want to word this? Mason, Dex, and Athletics. Vi, go ahead and use Strength and Brawl again. Yes, they are trashing your church, Max.
Because I do have decent enough for right now. Mason is going to actually go ahead and, in the fog of the frenzy, kind of have a moment of realization as to what's going on, and I'm going to go ahead and spend a willpower to gain control during the frenzy for a turn here, and I'm going to out and out allow Vi to get me away.
You're able to yank him away. You do see Luis backs up, and Mason, you can feel a sense of dread just coming off of him as he activates Daunt. He's just like leaning back, like holding his wrist. Okay, I wasn't gonna charge you for this one vibe, but I'm charging you for this now.
Hey, I didn't do it and I got him away, okay? Shush.
Based on where Vi places me, how close am I to the snack?
The snack is in the hallway. You do hear Luis does call for him, and the guy does start to come in the room. It's an older gentleman, mid-40s.
Mason is not going to continue spending willpower, so as soon as the guy gets near him, he is back into frenzy and latched onto the dude and sucking him dry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let him in and then close and lock the door.
Mason, you are able to drain this poor guy.
And as he starts dying in my hands there, that's when I'm imagining the frenzy finally starts to abate since his hunger is finally sated, and kind of pulls away and he's been cognitive technically since he was in frenzy or in torpor, so not necessarily immediately flashing back to the moment that put him there, but his posture kind of relaxes slightly. He just kind of drops the body down to the floor. That's probably about the time that the pain sets in from still having a bunch of aggravated damage on him, and
Yeah.
he's gonna kind of slump back against the door frame and just slink down to the floor, holding onto his probably broken ribs.
Mason, it's been like 20 years. What's going on?
Dallas is slowly falling apart, and the only fucking people that seem to give a damn are the people that I roll with, and it's getting real fucking tiring.
Yeah, that's why I don't come to the city at all.
Yeah, well, not for nothing, Baron. But understand that as this powder keg of Dallas slowly gets ready to explode, Irving's going to be caught in the crossfire too. People around here might want to start waking the fuck up to what's going on and start giving a shit.
Yeah. I've got my own territory to look out for. And now a body to clean up. So
Mason's going to go ahead and let him take responsibility for the body if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, no, he was already asserting authority over the body. So what happened? You look literally like someone knocked you almost in two. I'm gonna guess you did not pick a fight with the Nosferatu.
Mason's going to look over at Vi. I'm guessing you haven't filled him in on the extent of the bullshit going on here, have you?
I told him you picked a fight and you didn't win, but who did it didn't feel urgent at this moment. I'll go tell him later.
Listen, Luis.
Well,
there's Inquisition activity going on in town.
Yeah,
and the
your friends
Sabbat
took care
are
of
back in town.
the Sabbat are what?
The Sabbat are back in town. And not just one pack either. Well, from what I heard, it sounds like one of the packs was mostly decimated by the other one, but they're still hanging on by a thread, so still two packs.
It's brilliant. Brilliant. Yep. No, that would would explain the baby shadow at my club. From what I heard from Madison in Grand Prairie, did Max mention that? He might have. I've had a lot going on tonight. Yeah, cool. I'll keep an eye out on them from my end. How big are we talking? Pack-wise, like, are we talking a large one, a couple little ones?
I don't know if Mason actually has numbers on either of them. I don't know if he was ever actually involved in a conversation where the actual numbers of them got brought up.
He looks at Vi.
From what we know, I think about 5 each. I could be wrong on that.
Half a dozen or so. It's not big.
Joy. Okay,
Oh,
Joy.
that's what y'all don't seem to be taking into consideration here. Mason kind of tries to push himself up off the floor as best as he can in the door frame, and I was actually around during the Sect War. So were you, Luis. You get a
this
pack,
place was a...
and you start seeing shit like what Luis has on his doorstep. There's much more than 5 of each of these packs at this point.
I'm guaranteeing you they're recruiting.
And
It's
the
not
way
that
these
hard.
guys recruit, it's all about chaos. It's about breaking down the entirety of the system. It's about making sure that those asshole Second Inquisition shits that we're dealing with come flooding in as the Masquerade shatters, because they just start embracing willy-nilly and let these asshats crawl their way out of a grave and run rampant in a city, doing everything wrong, no guidance. And if they happen to survive, then sure, they might become full members of this pack. But until then, they'll serve their purpose and probably die as cannon fodder. But it'll break things.
Yeah, it's less of a recruitment and more of a crucible.
One of them's recruiting corpses too.
Hikata?
Nope.
Oh, well,
Worse.
worse than a Hikata. Oh.
I'll tell you on the way out.
I swear, if you tell me that there is a fiend in this city, there's a that's even this is 1999 all over again. This is brilliant. Does Alois know there's a fiend in town?
Hell if I know.
know.
I don't keep tabs on the cam. And he pushes himself off the door frame and starts making his way back to the entrance to the basement area of the church, because at this point he's just going to go ball up in a fucking hole and try to heal up some more.
Bo and Lola are right after you. Lola is still wanting to be held, but then realizes that you're injured and just does not bark anymore and just walks along your side. Miss Rhea, it is an absolute pleasure. As always. Vi, you want to help me carry this guy?
Yep. We got some stuff to discuss anyway.
Oh, we do. We do. I have a couple things that I need you to keep an eye out for. And is there anything you wanted to tell him, or is that going to be a DM for me?
Once Rhea is out of the room, she will turn to him and just, next time I tell you not to say something, don't go out of your way to say it.
Say what?
Big sis? Really?
She's your big sis. Like, I don't know. I didn't know that was supposed to...
specified not to mention her, you ass.
What's wrong with your big sis?
You know damn well what I'm doing here.
Do I?
You think I'm here by choice? Just
look, whatever you and Enya's got going on the side, I don't want to know about it.
No, you don't. But when I tell you not to mention her in front of the pack I'm running with, Don't mention her in front of the people I'm running with.
Okay. Okay. Noted. Hey,
You
I'm
don't
gonna
gotta
ask
know
her.
everything that's going on, but
Uh,
you know
well-
better.
Do I?
I mean, I could tell you about the Tamitsi who's putting corpses together.
Oh, it's already start. Oh
Uh-huh.
no.
I know more than you sometimes. Listen to me.
I'm gonna have to let. No, I'm not telling Eloise. Vi. He just look around and goes. If you manage to pin that Zamitsi down, do not let the Seneschal go anywhere near him.
Seneschal might not want to come anywhere near me, but that's a different story.
Vi. I know a lot about Eloise. Um, the last thing I need is a La Sombra who can put bodies together. I think that's the last thing anyone needs in this city. If you get my drift.
That's fair. Don't worry, I'll take care of one or the other.
Cool.
We'll see who I get to first.
What is the fiend's name?
I think it's Zachariah. Oh,
I don't-
and you want to know who took out Mason?
Who?
Remy.
Oh, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Uh-huh. Knew you'd
Oh.
like that.
Wait, he's here?
Yeah.
No. Wait, is it just him or is his sire with him?
Yeah, but he's one of the packs.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll keep a lookout for him. If I see him, I'll let you know when I've taken care of it.
I mean, he's pretty funny.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No.
He hasn't caused me any issues except for irritate everyone I'm around, which is, I don't mind.
Okay. You know what? Okay, that's fair. That is fair.
But some others wouldn't mind if you take him out.
I'm gonna take him out for the headaches he caused me 20 years ago.
I mean, you gotta find them first.
I bet he's in this territory and I can't really operate in this territory. Well, you know.
I mean, he was here like 2 days ago.
Really?
Not here now.
Cool. I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, also Sabbat Civil War. Bye. And
He puts the body in the back
Yeah.
of the trunk, and just like when you say bye, he slams it down a little hard to the point where the back seat of the car bounces a bit.
Yeah, she's just walking away after Sabbat Civil War, grinning.
You just see him like get in the car. You can hear the slam of the door that's just a little too hard, and the car starting and driving away. Max, you went hunting after you left the garage. I know you passed your hunting roll. Where are you going after that?
So probably it's there's still some time before the sun comes up. So Maximus is going to go to there is a nursing home. Well, it's not really a nursing home. It's like you know how in Dallas there's like these senior apartment complexes like that, but they're basically for people that are like getting towards the end of their life and have more affordable rent, but they're nice condos. So there is one that is right off of one of the highways, and Maximus is just going to go kind of camp out and watch, because his dad, adopted dad, lives there. And this time he's getting up and doing like his morning ritual and kind of just reflecting on a lot of the stuff that has been going on lately. Had to make some hard calls, even though it doesn't seem like they're hard for him. He does still have some humanity in him.
And as you're watching, your adopted father did leave his curtain open. You do know he does enjoy seeing the sunrise, so tends to open the blinds a little closer to dawn. And you can see him walk occasionally by the window. His manner of walking is a bit slower than the last time you saw him. You guess the old age is finally catching up to him. You do see he waters the plants that he has by the window. You're able to observe him for a little bit.
Yep, just thinking about how never in his life would he have thought that he would outlive the person that basically rescued him. And it's just pretty surreal for him. And that's really what it comes down to. It's just like you never think that you're going to outlive a parent, and being immortal doesn't really help you with that. So his mind is dwelling on the thought that he's going to have to watch his dad die of old age.
And back at the garage, you did get a stain, so you can feel that cold sensation inside of you. So will you please roll to see?
I got 2 successes.
The darkness that comes with oblivion, you know very well how it seeps into your person, how it can easily destroy the sense of humanity that you have. With the 2 successes, you do pass. And you, watching your father, are able to push back against it. How does Max feel about his remorse? What is that process for him?
Maximus is always kind of, and this is even before he was turned into a kindred, he's always been that kind of person that's like, you got to get the job done no matter what you have to do to get it done. And I mean, in war, unfortunately, like, people are seen as collateral just the same as anything else. And so that's kind of what he was brought up on. But then coming back from the war, getting into the church and things like that, he's just learned that sometimes you have to atone for everything. And with his religious beliefs, it's just one of those things of, as long as you truly are remorseful and want to be forgiven for those things that you commit, they will be absolved for you when the time comes. And sometimes that time is at the end of a natural life cycle, sometimes it's much too early, and sometimes it's much longer. And so as far as Maximus is concerned, whatever atrocities he commits, he has virtually in an infinite amount of time to make up for them. So tonight is not the night to let the beast win.
And as you are still there, you do feel the tug that dawn is getting close.
Yep. Church is only about a 10-minute walk away, so I'll head back.
You do, as you walk back, maybe linger a bit just to like look back one last time. And you can see your father like opening the blinds with his morning cup of coffee, just relaxed and waiting.
Yep.
As Mason recovers, the days have gone by with uneventful. The chaos at the diner has still been in the news. Talk the fire department is still doing an investigation to see what caused the blaze. You haven't heard anything from Ash or Azra as an update. Rhea, you did want to have a conversation with somebody. Raheem, when did you get back to the church?
Probably just as the dusk started turning into night proper, real early. There's no diner anymore, not really, so I can't get myself a cup of coffee. It's so sad.
Vincent did send you off with a cup of coffee, like in a thermos. This is way better coffee than anything he ever served at the diner.
I hate it.
It's like it's proper coffee. He just like handed it to you, just like I don't know what else to say. Thank you for saving my life here.
Actual coffee. Disgusting.
I can add more water to it if that's what you want.
No, I want it burnt, you know? I want it to feel like what you did was scrape off a No, I love it. Thank you.
I fed the and he does point back at Seth, who is on the back of one of the couches, just like staring around like, this is weird. We're in a building. What is this?
Okay. I crack open the window. Off to church. Go on.
The sulkiest owl noises as he checks to see what the weather is outside before flying off.
I've never met an owl that hates rain as much as him.
I can agree with him. I mean, I don't like rain either.
Yeah, the difference is he's older than you. He should learn to appreciate it.
Wait, the owl. Wait, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to know how the owl's older than me.
You have a good night, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna go job hunt. Actually, I'm gonna call my mom.
Do that. Maybe you should take some. You got family out of town?
Well, I have a sister in Miami. My other sister's married and living in Washington. My parents are down visiting my grandparents in Mexico. So it's really just me
Why
up
don't you
here.
go to Miami? Visit your sister.
Oh no, her boyfriend's an idiot.
And why don't you go to Washington?
I could go to Washington. You know, maybe I'll go visit my sister. Her wife's nice. She's a baker.
This town is bananas enough. Take some time away from it. Away from all of this. Be normal for a little bit.
I mean, I think normal's a little overrated right now.
What
Yeah.
I would do for a little bit of normalcy in my life right now. Take it when you can get it.
Oh, all right. Enjoy the coffee, and thanks for being here.
Of course. I mean, I wish I could stay more, but I like to roam too much.
Well, you know, you're always free to roam back around.
Well, now that I have an invitation, you're not going to get rid of me.
Yeah, not a problem. Do you want like you do see he reaches over to like this bowl where he keeps the keys and he holds up an extra fob and key and goes, "Do you just want to let yourself in?"
I hope you realize that you're trusting me with something very important right now.
I mean, I hardly think you're gonna mess with anything in this house. I mean, if you want the baseball bat I have, that's fine.
Do you remember that the last time you had a partner of any kind, or someone you trusted with your keys, he turned out to be a raging megalomaniac?
Well, you haven't been a raging megalomaniac, and this is just in case you needed a place to crash.
All right then. I take the key.
No strings.
But I like
Unless you want
strings. And I walk out the door at that moment.
You do hear like he's just like you as you close the door, you just hear this like flustered little noise come from him because he realized he was rambling far too much.
Yep.
And you're able to go to where are you heading actually?
To the church. That's
To
it.
the
So.
church. You're able to get to the church. Anne, where would you have been?
I am parked in the church parking lot and sitting on top of my van. I took the little ladder up to the little landing that I've made on top of the van, and I'm actually looking and I'm waiting.
The first thing you hear is what sounds like talons and wings landing on top of your van. Seth normally comes in for a very good landing. He misjudged this time and a little too hard. You do see he pops back up, preens his feathers a little bit to try and play it off, and then looks at you.
I won't tell anyone, I promise. And I give him a under beak scritch.
You get the sense that he appreciates you keeping his little secret.
Sometimes we got to keep each other's secrets, right?
You get the softest hoot that comes out of him. He's agreeing. And shortly enough, Raheem shows up.
Oh, hey Raheem, can you join me up here real quick?
Sure, of course. What do you need? You're not going to cut me open and do magic tricks on me, are you?
Only if you don't cut me open.
Well,
I
don't need to
scooch
cut you
over.
open.
Yeah. So I'm sitting cross-legged on the top of the van. I have my bag in my lap, my purse, and I'm just looking hella awkward, like 100% awkward. Hey, remember last night when you said that that I'm not responsible for the sins of my clan? Did you mean that?
Yeah, I did. I mean,
Do I believe him?
honestly, he's telling the truth, but whether you believe him or not, that's up to you.
Okay.
I mean, I'm no person to judge. My clan's, well, I don't know if I even really have one anymore.
I mean, I don't know if I have one at all.
What do you mean?
I mean, we're cool, right?
In what way?
Like, you know my intentions are good, right? You know, or I've tried to prove myself anyway.
What are you getting at? Because you're getting at a point, and you seem to be dancing all around it.
Yeah, she's like visibly shaking. Okay. And I go into my purse and I go into that little folded secret section of my bag and I pull out the dagger and I put the dagger on my lap. Does this look familiar to you?
Does it look familiar to me?
Go ahead and make me a wits and occult roll.
Oh, we love that. I'm going to do a rouse check for the evening because I haven't. That's success. That's good. So I'm still at 1 hunger. Wait, is that? Cult is that? Oh, I forgot to die. Well, I'm going to spend a willpower to reroll through those because I got 4 blanks on 5 dice. Okay. 3 successes.
Rhea, what would he know about that dagger? In a general sense.
If he has heard of this spell, he might recognize the dagger. I have a description. Where's the description? Of course, the minute I go looking for it, it disappears.
There's so many fancy weapons in this game. Maximus
So
has a
many
fancy
fancy
weapon.
weapons.
Rhea has a fancy weapon. Vi just has fists.
It is a gold inlaid ceremonial dagger. It looks fancy.
Does it have any occult significance? Would it have been a Tremere item?
It would have been, I'm going to mispronounce this, a Banu Hakim dagger.
Raheem, you do know that that is a Banu Hakim dagger.
Where'd you get this?
Do you know what it is? Is it what I think it is?
It's a ritualistic dagger. I recognize the type of weapon, yeah, and I know that if it's got any relation to vampires, it's Banu Hakim. Not Tremere.
No. My sire gave it to me.
Your sire gave you this.
My sire gave it to me. He told me how to use it. He told me it would only work once for me. I mean, I didn't make it or activate it, or I don't know how that works. But I said I was just kind of thrust out here. I wasn't lying about that.
Did he say in what way he expected you to use it?
Yes.
Speak now, forever hold your peace.
That's what I'm afraid of. I was sent here to use the dagger to take care of someone. Obviously, I still have it, so I haven't done it. Not going to do it.
Who was that someone?
The Dr. Ravenwood. The Tremere.
Yeah, I know. Are you sure that you're one of their blood?
What do you mean by they?
The Tremere. Do you know what your clan is?
I know what Al told me.
Did he say why?
Because it's our duty.
Whose duty?
Those of us that are left.
Did he just say that? Or did he say who you were?
He told me there weren't very many, or if any of us left at all, and that his sire appointed him and that he was appointing me, and that it was our duty to get revenge on the blood thief Tremere.
So you're not Tremere.
Are you going to kill me?
Why'd I do that?
Because he said that if I ever told anyone our secret, I'd be dead.
I look up at the sky as if waiting for like a lightning bolt. I think you're good.
You do hear a small knocking noise as Seth is trying to clean his wing and is clunking his beak against the top of the fan.
Are you gonna do it?
I haven't done it.
That's not an answer to my question.
I thought I knew things. I believed him. I thought I knew what was right and wrong. And the more time I spend out here, the more I'm not sure about that. The more I wonder if he was mad. Maybe I'm mad. Maybe it's not true. But you've been around a while, and like last night when you said that I'm not responsible for the sins of my clan. I mean, I believe you. I think you mean that. I don't know if doing it has repercussions. I don't know if not doing it has repercussions.
Both of them do. Look, when it comes to our world, sometimes the choice between right and wrong is more like the choice between black and red and checkers, right? The difference is who goes first, not so much who's right or who's wrong. The game's going to continue regardless. It's not like you can just give up. It'll end in a stalemate or it's going to end in a win. You're one piece in a gigantic checkerboard. Rhea, you got to decide if you want to help your team win, if you want to hope your team loses, or pray against God that your team's going to end up in a stalemate.
I put the dagger back in my bag, and I lock eyes with Raheem. I think I just don't know what my team is.
If I'm right about your clan, you're probably better at sneaking and subterfuge than you think. You'll figure out it soon enough. I'd say get more in touch with your supposed targets. Make that decision yourself. Don't trust upon what you've been told. Don't trust upon what he tells you either. If there's to be an answer, you're going to have to find it. And the only way you're going to do that is by interacting with people, not avoiding the problem.
I've spent lots of time with the professor. He's kind of what I expected and kind of not what I expected.
In what ways?
I mean, there were things I was told about Tremere that are definitely true. But he's also not... He doesn't strike me as the evil blood thief.
His entire clan are blood thieves. Regardless
But
of
maybe...
if it's bad, the truth is, that is the nature of the Tremere. Just as it was the nature of another clan, a bloodline, a long time ago. To human beings, they reach for power. They always do. Sometimes that leads them back to us. They beg to get embraced, or on occasion they make a clan of their own. regardless of whether that's moral or not, or right or not, it did happen. But it's an ancient grudge. Why don't you talk to Azra?
I'm afraid.
About what?
That if anybody knows what I am, that they'll just take me out of the game.
No. Determining what you are, that doesn't change anything. It doesn't change who you are and what you've been doing. Either way, you're part of this game whether you like it or not. I think what you're most concerned about is what it's going to cost you to know yourself.
A lot, probably.
Or not. Your gifts are not unique to one clan or the other. First off. Second, your clan determines what you started off as. It doesn't determine who you are. It changes certain things about you, pushes you in certain ways. But a lot of people resist those ways. You are not a stereotype.
I think I just wanted somebody to know.
You know what? And I take my hand and brush her bangs off her forehead.
What does he see?
At first he sees nothing, just Ria's forehead. But I grab his arm and I concentrate, and you can see that there's a stigmata that begins, and it is in the shape of an eye.
And if they should come for you, they'll find many of us in their way. And I let her bangs fall in front of her forehead again.
I think you're right. I think I need to know if there's others. I need to figure out who I am, but knowing that there's somebody in my corner and knowing that somebody knows. I appreciate that.
You know, I mentioned a name way back when. Salubri. You might look into it.
Mason comes stepping
Yeah.
out of the church at this point, right out the front door. Lola
Look
and
who's
Bo
awake.
in tow. He's going to give you both a quick nod of acknowledgement that you're there, but he leaves the church and heads off into the city.
Lola does come over for pets real quick because she knows the two of you pet her. Before trotting back off.
If it comes down to it, and you have to tell them, I'll understand, but I'd like to tell them in my own time if that's all right.
Tell what who?
And I just reach over and I start petting the owl.
He is happy and content. Raheem, your phone goes off.
Yeah.
It is a text from Marta.
Oh no, what is it now?
It just says he wants to talk to you.
Send him my way. is my response. It's gonna be great.
You get an okay. Like the smallest okay. Vi and Max, what are you up to tonight?
I got stuff to do, and like Maximus is starting to get out and start looking for Zachariah's new haven.
Go ahead and I know you've already made one for me earlier, but humor me and make me another wits and streetwise roll. Humor me. Let's see if you're able to
Rousing my wits. I got hungrier. Four successes.
you have been in contact with Ash, who has also been helping to try and figure out where they are. She has sent you a list of places they have ruled out. From there, you're able to go around and just guess from there. You have a feeling that they are not at a graveyard. That would be too on the nose. So you're looking at abandoned strip malls. Nothing there. You having been with the Sabbat previously, you know what a Zemitzi lair would normally vibe would give off. As you are driving down, it hits you that you have a feeling you know where they are. There is an abandoned off hospital called Tri-City that has been abandoned for years. You are almost certain that is where they are possibly holed up.
Can I try to confirm that?
You may.
All right. I'm going to use my lore sheet then to gain the ability to use shadow perspective
Okay.
for this session. Let's see if I get hungrier. I do.
And how are you using it? Because you have to see the shadow you're looking through.
So I'm gonna assume that like this whole place is just ramshackled. Like the only kind of lighting that would be there would be filtering in from outside if it were truly abandoned. Which would feel to me like the lights and things like that would just kind of bounce in such a way that maybe the shadows are going to have certain connection points and extend each other. So I'm probably too close for comfort, but I would be outside enough that I could just be kind of looking in on the ground floor to see just kind of inside in general and focusing on that shadow and throwing my senses through that shadow all throughout the building as much as I can connect them.
You find a window to look through that's on the far side of the hospital. It appears to be a hallway window, looks into one of the back hallways. But the way that it's angled, it's towards the end of the hallway, so you're able to peer into the larger room. So you see the shadow in there, and that's where you peer. As you look around, listen, it's eerily quiet. And you, for the moment, you think, maybe did I get this wrong? But this fits. This really fits. And then you hear footsteps. And you do see a very tall man with very long, dark brown hair that's braided back. He has what appears to be a notebook in one hand and is writing something down.
Can I see any other shadows in this room that would give me a angle on to see what he's writing?
The room is mostly in shadow, so you're able to switch to a different shadow to look
Okay.
over his shoulder.
What does it look like he is writing? And can I read it?
He is writing something, but do you speak Polish?
I sure don't.
It looks like Polish. Maybe
I don't recognize this guy, do I?
you do. That is Zachariah.
Okay. I'm gonna do my best to like kind of just follow him around, just watching where he goes and seeing if there's any nuance to this hospital that I don't see from the outside.
Are you doing so quietly?
I can sure try.
Go ahead and try.
Four successes on 4 dice, nonetheless.
You're able to move around. It's occasionally hard because the windows are spaced out, so it's a very quick movement to try and get the sight back. But you're able to follow him as he's walking. He doesn't appear to have noticed you. And you do hear another figure like come, and they have a brief conversation, and this time it's in English. He reached out again. I think he wants to talk. All right, I will arrange a meeting. Are the others still with him? It appears to be. I didn't ask. Would you like me to? Yes, ask. I don't care to have another rose hanging around, but the thin blood is useful. Much more moldable, perhaps. they will know what true transformation can actually be. And you see the figure nods and goes to step back, turns, and looks right at you.
Who do I see who it is?
You do not recognize this individual.
Okay. I am going to operate under the assumption that he is just looking at the area that I'm perceiving from, because Maximus would know that unless they have supernatural means of seeing him, they shouldn't be able to see that he is watching.
Mm-hmm. You do
Unless
see
they do something.
There is a moment where you think maybe he spotted you through the window, but he doesn't react, just turns and goes about his business, and you do see Zachariah just keeps walking and then opens a door and walks down the stairs to the basement.
Okay. So Maximus's plan is to continue staking this place out to just try to get and this is going to be over a few nights probably, just to like try to see any kind of foot traffic from them, who's going in and out, to find out, because he understands the structure of a Sabbat pack. Zachariah is not going to send everybody out to do things. He's going to send maybe one or two people that he knows that he can trust. Hopefully not somebody that's going to be obfuscated when they leave. But just kind of getting a full lay of the land, unless he's interrupted. He also has a date to go on, so.
He does. How long are you planning on staying tonight?
Probably the whole night. The only interruption I would have is I would be calling Remy or whoever's phone I need to call to get in touch with him, and telling them that Ezekiel has been dealt with and they need to leave the city tonight. For
you know
real
that
this
would
time.
be Marta's phone.
Yeah.
She does not pick up.
Okay. Then I would call. Do I know if Mason has a phone?
Mason does have a phone.
Yeah, I would call
That's-
Mason.
Mason, as you are in the process of recovery, your phone does ring.
Mason. Sorry, I just kind of like ran out without saying anything to you guys tonight. I'm on the trail of Zachariah and his pack, trying to pin down where they're at. Our other issue of the same faction has not reared his head anytime soon, has he?
No. Or, well, at least not to my knowledge anyway. I haven't seen him.
Okay. Well, I just tried to contact him to let him know that his problem is dealt with, and according to him, it was the only thing that was keeping him in the city. So if you see him anywhere around the church or anywhere, frankly, at all, or anybody that associates themselves with him, can you pass that message along? I'm probably going to be scant around the church for the next few nights.
I can do my best.
All right. Tell the rest of the coterie too, please.
Of course.
I appreciate you, Mason. I'm glad you're awake again.
And tip-top shape soon enough.
There's a reason I didn't say awake and well.
I'm well enough. I've been through worse.
Oh, right. And I give him the address. I'm gonna try to check in every few hours. If you don't hear from me, And 6 hours go by on any given night. Just get the whole group to come here. And Ash and Azra and Luis. You know what? Just call everybody.
Sounds good. Keep me posted.
Yep. I end the call.
And as you are still staking out the hospital, Vi, what were you up to tonight? After you were reading.
Yes, I may have done a little bit of thievery to acquire a certain person's notebook.
You know,
and
it was some very light
thievery.
larceny.
I put it
like,
back,
You did.
but she did take pictures of it so she could read it later. And after they patched Mason up, she went to her room so that she could read it.
You are able to read it in peace.
She is going to immediately send a text to her sister that they need to meet as soon as possible.
Okay.
And she would also send a text to Raheem to see if he is available.
Raheem, you get a text message. Vi, you get a response of apartment or elsewhere.
She will reply with apartment, be there soon.
You just get a, I'll leave the door unlocked.
If she does not hear a response from Raheem, she will attempt to go to where his room is and just attempt to find him. She's not a patient person.
I'm probably waiting for Remy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my priority right now.
Make me a wits and awareness roll, Raheem.
Sure.
It's fine. Go ahead and make me that wit.
There's no way this will end poorly. I know that for a fact.
It's perfectly fine.
4 successes.
4 successes. You are waiting outside, having seen Rhea go back inside to collect herself. Seth went with her because he is overly concerned about her.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear the footsteps at first until you feel 2 hands on your shoulders. And a very low growl in your ear of, you could have killed them. A phone call would have been nice.
I'm gonna take a beat. Can I? There's cars around here. If I look into the window of one or a mirror, can I see him?
You can. The window, because it's reflective surface, is hard to see him because of how old he is and how staticky he looks. Almost invisible.
But it's enough.
Nah.
I'm going to give him the sensation that his hands are on fire.
Go ahead and roll it.
Oh, it's happening regardless, but I need his, what is it, composure? I have to double check again. Always forget this roll. Hold on.
Hold on, did I write it down? I think I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I think in my gremlinness, I finally decided I wanted to write this down.
Yeah. Composure plus wits for you, manipulation for obfuscate for me, no matter what does happen, but still. First of all, the rouse check. That's success. Manipulation plus obfuscate, which is... I'm actually going to rouse my manipulation. I get hungrier by 1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to spend willpower because, again, 3 blank dice. That is 6 successes with a crit.
He does move his hands away from you and just has a he looks furious.
I whirl on him. You did that for a boon. Remember? You owed me one. That's gone now. Congratulations. You achieved it. I have priorities that do not concern you.
Do you want to know the real reason that I'm interested in you?
Go ahead.
Alex is one of yours. Far
He's-
removed, but one of yours.
He's a thin blood. None of them are part of us.
He's just his sire's blood was low enough, but he's part of your whatever.
Sure. Then what do you need to know?
Currently, nothing.
If Alex has questions, he can ask them of me himself. I'm an open book in that case. For someone in my blood, I'd do practically anything. But he would have been fine. You need to start trusting the people around you and not... You need to stop acting like a dick.
Did you ever take care of my hunter problem?
Yeah. He's Ash now.
Good.
That it? Or do you want to try and
Yeah.
stab me?
I don't stab people.
Should I be worried?
I don't know. I have another meeting tonight.
With who?
You'll have to find that out. He will turn and he starts walking away.
And I thought I was the one who had a flair for the dramatic.
Magister.
Princess.
Sweetie. I'm much more of a duchess.
Then I check the text from Pi.
She is looking for you.
Outside. That's it, one word.
That is where I will go.
You're able to easily find him.
You up for a little field trip?
Sure, I warn you, Remy's stalking the halls tonight.
You could try to follow us. It'd be funny.
Where are we going?
I want you to meet someone.
Okay,
Alright, hop on my back.
I do.
And she will take him to the apartment building.
The apartment complex you find yourself in, you probably didn't even know was here. 360 runs right by it. It's over near this oddly posh business area. It's not in Dallas. It's technically in Fort Worth. But you know that if you took 2 steps, you'd be in Luis's barony. It's pushed back amongst some trees. It's nice. There's a train station nearby. She leads you to a 2nd-story apartment complex. The door is unlocked by.
I'm going to take him into my apartment, not hers, and text her to come over to mine. And just wait. Plop herself down on the nice couch.
describe the interior of your apartment. Like, what
It
are we working
is
with?
surprisingly clean and nice. Like a bit fancier than you'd ever imagine Vi would be in. But it does all look like the furniture was there before she moved in. It doesn't look like her furniture, but it does look lived in.
So who are we meeting today?
I'd like you to meet my sister.
Oh,
I got some more information that I need her to hear. And I figured you should hear it too.
I make myself comfortable and I just wait.
Should be over shortly.
There is a knock on the door before she does try the door handle. See if
It's-
it's unlocked.
It's open.
In steps a rather tall woman. Her hair is mostly shaved off. Dressed neatly enough. She looks at you, looks at Vi, looks back at you. Was this a us conversation, or why is your friend here?
I remember how I told you I was going to confide in someone I thought could help us.
Yes,
Meet Raheem.
it's
Hello.
a pleasure. Hi. What did you tell him? Does he know everything?
Truly can't remember what I told him. I think I told him most of it.
Okay. What's the new information?
The pastor has a journal.
Oh, I'm not gonna get into you stealing in a church, but okay.
I put it back.
Okay.
Well, it's
Go
good to know that you two are very much alike.
She looks at you, Vi, and is just like, does he not know?
That was sarcasm.
Okay, it's been a weird night.
That's fair.
What's the new information?
I found the entries.
Oh, what happened?
Well, the dork blew up Elysium.
That does sound something. he would do.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Raheem, I do recall that I told you about a friend of mine I'm looking for.
Yeah.
He was a goal of the one that was killed. And it turns out he blew up Elysium.
Oh.
Which, to be fair, he had a reason.
Yeah, but having a reason to hurt us these days doesn't amount to much.
I
Same
mean-
results.
I'm not Cam.
Yeah, but when the camp get angry, they get angry the rest of us too, don't they?
Yeah, but it doesn't justify murder.
So what do you want to do? Or
That-
should I say, what do both of you want to do?
Yeah, that's why I'm here, because I want to do what I wanted to do since the beginning, which is murder. But that probably won't get us anywhere.
Murder usually doesn't.
He started it.
I mean, Rory's always had the shortest of tempers.
All
Oh,
of you have short tempers.
and what,
Just hurtful.
I'm choosing to ignore that. And, what we were told was true,
Disrespectful.
unfortunately, about what he did to the nerd.
Wow. Does this involve who I think it involves?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can someone enlighten me, please? I feel like all of this talk's going right over my head.
So the friend of mine's still alive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And Aloise has him. And he wiped his memory. So he doesn't even know he's being held captive. That's not gonna stop us from getting him back, though. He's one of us.
If we get him back, he doesn't know us.
Yeah. I'll
He's gonna
punch it
put up-
into him.
You know that you could take him out with a paper bag.
I'll punch it into him gently.
Maybe just pick him up.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
shorter
we
than
gotta-
both of us.
Gotta get him first, but then I'll punch it into him.
Do you know where he is?
Nope. Just that the seneschal has him.
Ooh, if the seneschal has him, then I feel like it's probably somewhere only he knows.
And the journal confirms that Max took the kill.
This is a headache.
So, like I said, I would be down with murder.
I think I should ask you, who do you want to murder?
Oh, Max, for sure. He killed my friend. He got my other friend kidnapped.
And I'm assuming you want the same thing, murder, or...
I feel like there might be more to the story that we're still missing, as much as I would dearly love to take Alessambra's head off. I feel like we are missing a clue here. Max isn't part of the tower anymore, which
Okay,
means there's a
so-
split there.
Let's confront Maximus. With 3 of us in the room, there's gonna be little he can do other than tell the truth.
Yeah, but if he gets away and crawls back to Eloise, then we got the seneschal on our ass.
We're gonna have the seneschal on our ass regardless.
And Max is no fan of Eloise.
Still does his bidding.
Depends if it's willing.
I don't think it is. I mean, I saw those two talk to each other. They were not happy. Neither of them. To call that relationship strained would be underselling it.
We could use Max against Eloise. That might buy us time to get to Rory, depending on where he's hiding him.
Doesn't change the fact that he killed him.
Maybe there was a reason why. Well, how did Rory blow up a building? Rory's like agoraphobic
Right?
as hell.
I really don't know. I'd love to know, because that's actually kind of funny.
I'm beginning
The-
to think that there's more to this story than you two will ever know just by talking to each other. Or me, who wasn't even here when this all
There's a
started.
reason I stay at the church most nights.
Yeah, but Maximus is... That man has more secrets than a crypt keeper. If
What
you
makes you
want
think
to
he's gonna tell us the ones we want, though?
I'm serious. If there's 3 of us in a room and we all surround him, there's little he can do.
He's squirrely. He'd probably find a way.
He's a shadow. They're slippery as hell, but when you catch him, you catch him. I mean, after all, they got caught enough to leave the Sabbat. There is always a way to corner a shadow. You just gotta try hard enough.
How about we talk to Max, at least get the entire story.
I don't have a vote here. I'm just along for the ride, I guess. This isn't personal for me. Although, I guess technically Max is a friend. Nah, I don't get a
Yeah.
vote here.
Why is the person you heard it from originally still in town?
Theoretically, no, but probably. He should have left since we dealt with the threat, but knowing
know-
him, he's still around.
I don't trust the fact that there's a fiend in town. I don't trust the fact that he's in town.
Oh,
Right.
Raheem, we're talking about Remy.
No, I figured that out about halfway
Okay.
through the sentence.
Listen, I forget what I tell you and don't tell you, okay?
Wait, how
He's
do
meeting
you...
with Max tonight.
Wait, he's meeting with Max tonight?
I think so. About 98% sure, yeah.
Why would he be
He had
meeting with
another
Max?
meeting tonight. I know that for
Did he
sure.
Did he say with who?
He didn't say with who, and he doesn't like me very well. No, he does like me. He just doesn't like me.
I
The
don't
man
want to
is
know what's...
nebulous.
Uh, yeah, he's weird. How did Luis put it one time? Mercurial? I think that was the word he used. Of temper in mind.
I have met Mercury more solid than him.
Yeah, there's something weird with his head. We all knew that, but I know he has this neat little trick about lies.
Listen, he's still in town tonight. I do know that for sure. I don't know if he's going to be in town tomorrow, and I don't know who he's meeting with tonight. I'm assuming it's Max. I do know that he met with me tonight.
I don't want to know what you two have going on.
Oh, it's just about a child of his, descendant of Aravnos.
Oh.
And considering I am one.
Oh.
Okay, how much did you tell her?
Oh, I tell her nothing. It's more fun that way.
I wasn't aware you guys were still around, but it's
I get
nice
that
to...
a lot.
Well, I mean, I know of one other one in town, and I haven't seen her in like 2 weeks. This one brunette was hanging around talking to people.
What are you talking about?
Oh, not Luis's place. We were up a little farther. He was at one of the bars up there, one of the nightclubs. Talking about changing the world or something. We needed change.
From this brief description, do I have any idea who this person is?
You have a hint. Go ahead and roll me a let's say it's wits or intelligence and investigation. Give your brain some investigating.
Investigation.
There was a couple of others. I don't know if you remember Blair. I haven't seen him in a while either. And also Alicia's been missing.
0 successes. I'm on a roll tonight. I'm not going to bother spending willpower for that.
Brunette sounds familiar. Talking to people sounds also familiar. You can't rack your brain.
I mean, back in the old days, I used to know about a dozen people with that description, and now most of them are gone, so...
There was a blonde with him, overly chatty.
Sure, that narrows it down. A brunette with a blonde. Yeah.
How to put them? Brunette was unnaturally shaped. In like a weird way, like didn't look quite right. Looked human, but not quite right. Blonde was just chatty as hell.
Should I turn to Vi. Should I be asking for a translation here, or?
If she has a name, she'd give you the name, but that's about...
Yeah, okay. Well,
It's
problem for another time.
Problem
Problem for another time.
It was one of those old names. Jeremiah, Jediah, something like that.
Jebediah?
I don't know. The blonde was weird, had a flower name. Azalea or something.
Wait,
Are you
sorry.
telling me that someone you're looking for is traveling with the Fiend?
The what?
Does the name Zachariah ring a bell?
You didn't tell me his name was Zachariah.
You
Violet.
didn't ask.
Violet,
You didn't
sweet,
ask.
sweet child of mine, you did not tell me that.
You didn't ask.
Okay, so
You have the notebook. You couldn't figure out his name. It's not my fault.
it's not like they write. Okay, so I have part of that translated. I'm working with a college student. It's costing a lot of money. Do you know how much tuition is these days?
This is just turning into a gigantic ass mess. Look, why don't we just talk to Max tonight?
Let's talk to Max tonight. We will talk to Max tonight. It'll be perfect. It'll be fine. We will be
Perfect and fine. It's Maximus.
The question is, because I don't think if we're gonna try and corner him, his own church probably isn't the best place to do it.
I mean,
Why? That man has no control over his own ghosts.
That's true, but neither do we.
I've made a few friends over the years. Sure, I can make a few more.
oh, okay. Look, the church will work. I prefer it not that close to the Shadow Spy Master of Dallas, but yeah, that we can do that.
Alright. Is he gonna be there tonight? He's been in and out.
Honey, why don't you try calling him?
I'll text him.
Well, he probably wouldn't pick up the phone anyway. Makes sense.
Vi's gonna text Max, just you at the church. She's also gonna text Rhea if she's at the church.
Rhea and Max, you both get text messages.
I'm going to text Rhea as well. May need a favor. Do you have that thing that can force people to tell the truth or determine truth from lies? Something along those lines? Ritual.
Let me think. Do I? I have premonition and mesmerize. I could command someone to tell me the truth. So I text him back. I can command someone to tell me the truth. What kind of favor? ...
I'm looking to write a book. I just need an idea for what happens when you corner, I don't know, a priest and get him to reveal his honest intentions. I'm stuck in a plot loophole.
Cool. ... Let me think about it. I'll get back to you. ... What does Vi's message say? Because now I'm like, oh no.
It just says you at the church. Which now seems ominous as hell.
No, it just seems like my last night on Earth. Okay. I text back, yes. ... Many S's.
So Vi will turn to Enya and Raheem and just say, do we want... Rhea was part of it. Do we want her there or not there? Because she's at the church.
She
Rhea's
could
got Sorry.
She could verify the account.
She might be on his side, though.
Rhea owes me. She's not going to side with Max over me.
Alright. If you trust her.
So
I like her. I do like her. I'd rather not kill her. But if she's
Why
involved...
is it always killing people with you? You don't need
They
to.
kill people first.
That doesn't...
I did not make her this violent.
Eyes for eyes blind the world. Haven't you ever heard that?
Yeah, but they took more.
So what, more people need to be blinded? Are you...
No, just them.
Yourself?
Just them.
Good grief.
So Vi, where exactly did you get this guy? Because I kind of like him.
He, weirdly enough, same place I found Max.
All right, I'm gonna unpack this later. I'm gonna go get in my car and go to the church if that's where we're heading tonight. If not, I've got to go talk to Luis about an issue.
God. Don't listen to a word he says about anything. He's an ass.
You do. Never mind. I've got to tell him that
You
if
know what I
that,
mean when he starts opening his mouth.
you know, the last time I was in there, he never mind. No, if that weird brunette guy is your fiend, then I think I know what happened to Blair.
Go handle your issue first, then meet us at the church.
All right. It was nice to meet you. Make sure she doesn't kill anybody.
Am I now
Maximus
your
finally
sister's kid?
texts back at this point and says no with a period, stake out with a period.
Damn, he's not even there.
We could at least.
Ask him if he needs help and then corner him there. I don't know.
You get another text message, why, with like 4 question marks.
This man texts like a 5-year-old.
This is either gonna worry him or not. Either way, it probably works for us. And she's gonna respond with, "Can you be at the church?"
Wow. Wow.
You don't get a response.
So he's either on his way to the church now or not. So
Max, can you make
Yeah,
me a Wits and awareness roll?
Me?
Yes, you.
Okay.
We can at least go talk to Rhea then.
4 successes. I am leaving to go to the church. 4 successes.
4 successes.
And I need to make a rouse check to activate premonition, so I'm ready to roll that already. I succeeded.
Good. Go ahead and roll for your premonition. As you are leaving your stakeout position, you do notice a camera that has a blinking light.
I make a note. I don't do anything about it. I think Maximus is not really super concerned about most surveillance technology just because of Clan Bane. Like, somebody would have to look really hard to spot him.
Making a note. Are you all heading back to the church? Everybody at the church? Minus Mason? Since Mason's off.
We text Mason, are you at the church?
oh God, you can
Mason, in the middle of wherever you have found to sit and relax and heal your wounds, your phone pings with just a message that says, "Are you at the church?"
I mean, to be fair, Mason's way of taking care of this isn't what most people would call relaxing, since it's him healing and hunting, and his hunting is very forcefully accosting people to try to get the fear jacked up into their blood. So, probably after leaving some poor schmuck in a daze and having licked the wound and taken his wallet and pulled out any valuables from it to just make it look like a mugging, he'll finally look at the phone.
You get a credit card, a debit card, $40 in cash, and for some unknown reason, a very old Blockbuster card.
He's gonna go ahead and after walking about a block or so, he'll toss the credit card and the debit card and the Blockbuster card into the trash, but he will go ahead and keep the cash. And I
Out of
think he's gonna pull a
curiosity-
tech here, and you're gonna get a red. But he is actually heading back to the church because at the moment he's still working on healing. So where the fuck else is he gonna go at this point? So
Through the magic of editing, everybody is at the church.
Has Adia arrived at the church yet or not yet?
She has. She left
Okay.
before you guys did. She's waiting, looking at Raheem's truck, kind of confused. Because there's an owl sitting on top of it, just looking disgruntled as heck.
It's not even raining. What do you complain about now, huh?
You have feral whispers, and he's your familist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get out. Where's my rat? I've been promised a rat for days. The nice man gave me chicken, but I want a rat.
I pull open like a cooler in the back of my truck and pull out a slightly defrosted rat.
He is no longer disgruntled at you.
The things I have to put up with. It's sitting, I swear.
Alright, so
I would definitely like.
Go ahead.
I would like to do the premonition before everyone arrives.
Yes. Okay. What exactly are you focusing on for the premonition? What aspect are you trying to premonite?
I'm going to go into the sanctuary,
Mhm.
and I'm going to kneel down in front of the altar and the cross, and I'm going to focus on the cross, which I know is Maximus's point of focus, and I'm going to try and discern what truly Maximus's focus is.
I'm gonna pass this one off to Brandon.
3 successes, so.
How many?
me.
2. Okay.
3.
3. Okay. Man, putting me on the spot. It's been a while since I've had to do a premonition.
I am not privy to what is going through Max's head right now, so I feel
It
like
is
this
true.
is
That is
perfect time for
very
you to
true.
take this.
So what I would say is that normally with the premonition, you kind of go into like this trance-like state. Everything around you like just kind of fades away as you float into the ether of whatever magic fuels premonition. But for this specifically, you don't. But the cross becomes like your perception, and it's one of those big, grand, like golden crosses, right? With all kinds of like religious iconography etched into the front of it, like popular Bible verses put into pictures. And your premonition takes you like to the top of, no, it goes to the bottom. It goes to the bottom first. And instead of what you normally see on the cross, you see kind of a layout of what you assume is Maximus's life, since you are focusing on him. So you see war-torn, arid desert kind of place, obvious like bomb damage on the ground, blood spatters on ruined buildings. You can hear the distant sounds of gun and cannon fire. And as you're kind of watching this, it just like travels up the cross, and you see the history of like when he was embraced into Sabbat, not really how he escaped the Sabbat, but he did get out, came to Dallas, was part of the cam. And then right when you get to the cross section, there's like a pivot, like a fork in the road almost, and it's representative of the 3 prongs at the top of the cross. And you can see Maximus, as you would have recently seen him, with his hair dyed blonde for some reason. You're not sure why. And he's standing there with his sword in one hand, holding what looks like a rosary in the other, and staring down each path. One end of the path has a bloody sword kind of stamped into the ground with just bodies littered all around it. The other side has this what looks like marble pillar stretching up and up and up and up, much above where you can actually perceive. And then the final one has this kind of void. In fact, it looks like you're staring into just infinite darkness. And it's clear that Maximus, or who you assume is Maximus, is at a point where not even he knows what path he needs to take out of these 3. And he is struggling himself with which way to go.
And that is what you
I definitely identify with this vision. And so I'm just on my knees there, and I'm crying, and yeah, I just stay there and take that in and take the vision in. And if they walk in the church, that's what they see.
Let's say Vi and Raheem are probably the first ones there, since Max is was a little farther
It's a little bit of a
behind,
ways to walk.
and followed by Mason and the dogs.
Oh, peppers. I stand up when they come in, and I wait for them to get closer to me. He is a man of faith at the crossroads.
You're muted, Raheem.
Of course I was. That was intentional. Because I activated Sounds of Silence, so I wasn't audible. I motioned to Vi. I'm like, there you go.
Doesn't change that much.
Changes quite a lot. It means that he is primed to... People stuck at the crossroads or something are more likely to tell the truth because they don't know where else to go.
He can see his paths. The paths are clear to him. His faith is clear to him. His direction is not.
Vi is debating how much to tell Rhea based on her involvement, and is just going to turn to Raheem. I'll leave her to you. I gotta go let my sister in and talk to Mason, because he's here apparently.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
sister, what?
My fault. Just this way a little bit. And I take Rhea to towards the altar. Do you know someone named Rory?
Rory? Do I know somebody?
You do.
That sounds familiar.
You remember a few months back in October, a missing Nosferatu, a very injured little rat,
Yes, that's right.
and a very angry caitiff named Rory, who was also in league with the Second Inquisition, brought them to town, caused some explosions, and was passed off to the Seneschal.
Yeah, I mean, it was a couple months ago that the Seneschal had it handled.
Right, that's
not handled.
Problem. Vi considers Rory a friend, and the friend that that Max killed was also a friend. Vi's trying to figure out why, and wants to confront Max and decide if she's going to kill him or not.
Do I not understand, Bruja? Is that a long time to hold on to that? Wouldn't it be punchy first, not months later?
There, a long time ago, it said they were philosophers. You know, they think things through, and then they let their rage take control.
I think I get that.
She wants to know if her rage
Okay.
is righteous or not, I think.
Well, now I feel stuck at a crossroads.
How so?
This is our coterie.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to implode from the inside?
It depends. Look, I've been
Well,
around enough. This is not my first coterie. This will not be my last. I told you about my first, right? A long time ago, I said, well, a bunch of clans you probably wouldn't even recognize are part of it. My point is that, unfortunately, the nature of a long life means that coteries can come and go. They don't stick around forever. A lot of them end up like this, at odds. And what determines if they survive being at those odds or not is honesty. And I would encourage you to encourage Max to be honest. Well, I encourage Vi not to react as quickly as she might have done.
I can do that.
But if Max indiscriminately killed someone,
Maybe to him it wasn't indiscriminate.
it depends, right?
I guess we'll find out.
Mason's kind of my fault. I was double checking if he was here or not, and I guess it sounded like you should come here, and here we are.
But the puppers are here. And I bend down
don't
for puppers.
That doesn't make it better.
Lola is trying to get you to pick her up.
I pick her up. Puppers always make everything better.
She's very happy. But Bo has kind of like leaned against Raheem's side, like, oh, look, a person I can lean against.
Vi was heading towards the back door, but asking Mason to come with her. And if he follows, she will start a conversation.
He'll follow.
Do you have any loyalty to Max?
I have loyalty to everyone in this Torey.
Shit's gonna go down, or it's not. Pretty sure it's gonna go down, but he has answers that I need, and depending on what they are, things might get a bit messy quick. My question to you is, who would you back?
So many fucking short-sighted kindred in this city. This is really the time, Vi? Hunters on our doorstep, the Sabbat in town.
I have been...
We're the only ones doing anything.
I have been playing nice for months.
And you wait till now.
Because I finally got the information I needed. That's how long it took.
how far the Philosopher Kings have fallen.
I prefer fists to books.
You also seem to prefer watching everything around you burn for a quick taste of revenge.
Listen, we're still gonna deal with whatever the hell is going on, whether or
Will we?
not this
Will
goes
we, Vi?
well or not.
If this goes wrong, do you think
Whoever
that's
makes
going
it
to
out
happen?
of this, whoever makes it out of this, is gonna deal with it. Don't know who that's gonna be until it goes down.
Yes. I'm sure that if things go the way you're describing, people will be in fantastic condition in this Katori to
I don't know what's
deal
gonna
with the
happen.
situations at hand that no one else wants to deal with. And if no one deals with them, we all die. Bye. You,
Listen, there's other people who know what's
family,
happening.
the rest of Irving, Luis, all of it. It all goes up in flames. Because we're the only ones working on anything here. And no one seems to understand that. You saw my conversation with Luis. He went ahead and skulked back to Irving. Oh, this isn't my problem to deal with. I stay out of Dallas. It's all of our problems, Vi.
Well, I'll work a lot nicer after I get answers. If all goes well, which I doubt, but there's always a chance, then we'll all be on the same side after this. If not, we might be down a member. Couldn't tell you which one it's gonna be.
Or multiple.
Could be.
Depending upon how things go. And then the rest of Dallas is bound to fall as everyone sits in their little corners and waits for the inevitable. Because that seems to be all anyone's willing to do.
It's not all up to us. There's other people who can deal with it.
You're right. There are other people that should be willing to deal with it. But look at the reality around us, Vi. What's the tower doing? What's the movement doing? You all seem to venerate me within the movement, but you're all a bunch of petulant children.
I mean, I'm not that old, so I don't take offense to that.
And it's clear that you haven't been getting the guidance that you need.
Oh,
I lived through the era where open warfare was commonplace for the kindred. And you know what it got us? It got us the mortals being aware enough to start making a difference again. That's where it got us, Vi.
You want to know why I'm not getting the guidance I need? It's because the person giving it to me was killed. So, I'm about to find out why.
Getting guidance from just one place, Vi, it's not the best choice. Look at what you live with. Look at even in this Katori itself. We're creatures of secrets. We're creatures of lies. We're creatures of deceit. If you're going to get one little story, you're going to be just as in the dark as everybody else.
Do you know why I'm part of this coterie? Because I put myself here to get these answers. I have been absorbing information for months and finally got what I needed. That's why I'm here. I didn't come here to save all of Dallas. I came here for answers, and once I get those, then I'll help you save all of Dallas.
Have more vision. You're an immortal creature. You don't have to keep operating on those same ridiculous human constraints. You don't have to let yourself become completely the beast, but you have eternity to make things happen by. You can pick your moments. It's a game of chess, not a game of rugby.
I don't know
Slow
how to
your
play
approach.
rugby. You got lost. You lost me.
Slow your approach. Take more time.
You're the
Show
one who
people
said
why
the
your
brew.
clan used to be so powerful and so feared before they started being looked at as rabble.
You're the one who said we were hot-headed. I've been holding on to this for months. Which is more than I expected myself to be able to do, quite frankly. But
That's
it's time to get answers.
Because you didn't know.
No, I didn't have what I
Starting to
needed.
piece more things together, and the second you get enough information to point your cannon in a direction, you're ready to fire.
Actually, I don't have all the information. Max does. I'm gonna get that information.
Not with the approach you seem to be planning to take, you're not.
I'm open for advice, but you have about 2 minutes before I open the door and this starts. Be on the side you're gonna be on, but I gave you warning.
As always, I'm on my side. Something most kindred need to get a better grasp of. Make it through eternity. Make it through the conflicts. Make it through the pain. Make it through the suffering. Make it through.
As long as your side doesn't get in my way, I don't have an issue. And she will open the back door for her sister to come in.
There is a very
shakes
tall
his head and walks
woman
away.
who walks in.
Sorry?
Oh, the very tall woman enters. Enya enters the building.
Vi is just gonna walk right by Mason and motion for her to follow.
She does so. Max, you are in the building.
What, is everybody still in the sanctuary? Well, it was here. So Raheem and Rhea are in the sanctuary. So there's obvious look of like impatience and annoyance on Maximus's face as he comes in, and he's like looking around, checking to make sure everything is okay. What was so important that I had to be here right now?
We're not the people you should be talking to. Raheem,
I'm right
has-
on Zachariah's trail.
I know who Zachariah's with tonight, actually.
Interesting.
The dragon and the magister are apparently meeting.
What?
Zachariah is meeting with Remy tonight.
Of course he is. Why wouldn't he? He's a filthy liar.
The situation's a goddamn mess. I put away my phone. Right now, you have a priority. I motion towards the big double doors, where undoubtedly Vi's gonna walk in any moment.
Yep. She's pretty much been waiting.
Grand entrance.
Yeah. And she told Enya to wait out of sight until she's called for. So Vi will make her entrance as expected, because why would she do anything else? Glad you came.
Yeah, you made it seem like the building was on fire.
Got you here.
You know what? Yeah, it did. What's going on?
We need to talk.
Okay. When have I ever not? You could have just said that.
What happened in October?
When Elysium got bombed?
Exactly when Elysium got bombed. What
Yeah.
happened?
Somebody blew up Elysium. In fact, if I recall correctly, somebody that was working as a double agent for the Second Inquisition, one of ours.
Do you know why he bombed Elysium?
Because he was working with the Second Inquisition, and their goal is to kill all of us.
No. It's because the Seneschal murdered him.
What?
The man who bombed Elysium,
Mm-hmm.
Rory,
Mm-hmm.
was murdered by Alois to get back at Kieran.
Okay. All right. Well, you know a little bit more than what the average kindred walking the streets knows, interestingly enough. But obviously, you have not been told the whole or correct story.
We'll see how I feel after I hear it. By all means.
And at a dramatic pause, that is where we're going to stop the story tonight.